morning. It's Sunday the 9th of February and you've stumbled across my Flosstube Crafty Bits by Claire. It's lovely to have you here and thank you for any returning visitors and hi to any new ones. This is my number 2 Flosstube. So we'll see how, hopefully it flows a bit better than last time. Hopefully not so nervous than I was last time. I had some lovely feedback, thank you, and some subscribers, so that was great. It was just that this Flosstube is just a way for me to document my projects. I get so much joy out of watching other people's Flosstubes, also get enabled by other people's Flosstubes. So that inspired me to start my own. So yes, thank you. January, that was a bit of a funny month for me. Literally the day after I posted my first Flosstube, I trapped a nerve in my back at work. I've never known pain like it. Wasn't able to stay in one position for too long. So that knocked out 11 days worth of stitching for me, which I was gutted. I just couldn't sit still. Couldn't stay in one position long enough, and I was on some pretty strong pain relief as well, so I didn't want to risk touching any projects and making a huge mess of them. So yeah, so 11 days I missed, and I also spent one day with mum, so I didn't stitch on that day either. So I mean, my month didn't go too badly. I still managed to complete all of my whip go, and I managed to do a bit more on my new year, new start project. I also had a finish, so that's good. So yeah, although it wasn't a massively productive month for me, with everything that happened, I still managed to get some things done. So I'm now back on it. I'm getting there with my back, so we'll get there. It's one of life's things. Yeah, so whip go I completed. Really happy with that. The clock, I still haven't found the error. But what I decided to do was to, let me unclip it. What I decided to do was actually go onto the other side, and then try and work it upwards. So I've completed this area, I think. If I can, I've got to work this out. If I can, I will put a before picture in, just so that you can see. But I've sort of thought, well, if I try and build it upwards, so I managed to get a little bit done on it. Like I say, I'm going to try and work it so that both sides are even, and I can try and find out the error from that. But it's not looking too bad. I'm getting on with it. Let's say this was the whip go for January. Slow and steady. I'll be glad when I find where the error is, to be honest. Or we just fudge it. We just make it my own unique project. So that's the Tiny Modernist, the Christmas Cuckoo clock sal, which when it's done, it'll look fantastic. And I'm really happy. I love all the colours. I must admit, while I was stitching it on my whip go, I did fall back in love with it a little bit again, so that was good. I've not brought my other project in with me. Hang on one second. Back again. So there was me thinking I was all prepared this time. Quite clearly not. This one, The Moose by Panna. This one I'm still working on this, but as part of the Whip Go for last month, I managed to complete this antler, and it has also been called for Whip Go for February as well. So I'm working my way downwards, as you can see. So, but I'm really happy. I do love this pattern so much, but I'm really happy with how it's looking. This I'm stitching in hand, and it was a kit by Panna. Yeah, I'm not doing the back stitch. I'm doing the back stitch at the end, because I'm one of those weird people. I quite like doing back stitching, so I'll save it to the end. But there's some beading as well. There'll be some beading up round by the light, the houses. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's coming on. Yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. So like I said, I don't know how many stitches I've done with this because it's a paper pattern, but I'm really enjoying it. I think I've got 2 more days left of February Whip Go for this one. I do 5 days, whichever number is called, I do 5 days. Now that can be a full day, so like today I'll start stitching probably after lunch and I'll stitch into the evening. Other times it can be just grabbing 2 hours after work. So there's no sort of hours or time frame, it's just 5 days. So I'm quite happy with the progress I've done with that one. And again, it's been called out 2 months in a row. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that, I must admit. Then I carried on a little bit with my schnauzer. I can't tell which is the top and which is the bottom. Ha! That is the top. So I'll get that thread out of the way. So at the moment you can't really tell what it is, but I managed to get a few more. Again, if I can learn how to insert a picture before picture, I will do. But this will end up looking like, where's the picture? It will end up looking like that. So, and that's by Jann Designs, and it's actually a really, really nice stitch. Once you sort of get in the flow of it, it's getting started. Once you get in the flow of it, I've really enjoyed it. It's a really nice stitch, but that will go back in the pile. That's on my wheel of decisions, which I'll talk about later. So that was all the stitching I did for January, including my finish, which is cotton and twine. I subscribed to the cotton and twine subs box, which I love. I don't get them every month. I tend to pick and choose, which is the great thing about the cotton and twine subs boxes. You can choose whether you want that month's or not. And I loved this. This was lovely, and I finally finished it last month. Now, there is a glaring error on this. Where the bows are at the bottom, the pattern, I went by the pattern, which on one side, as you can see, if I can lift it up, there's quite a few spaces there. And then when I finally finished it on the pattern, there's only 1 square. By the time I finished it, I thought, oh, shall I unpick it? And I thought, you know what? It's a quirk. Let's just go with it. So I stuck with it. And to be honest, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I just think everything, the colour, everything, it's beautiful. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I'm one of those stitchers. I like the process of stitching. I'm not so good at the finishing. And I am going to try and get that sorted this year, because I have so many projects that are finished but not fully finished. So I need to do something with that. I really would like to do a pillow, but I think I need to look at some floss tubes to see how people do it. I'm not very confident with things like that. So if anybody can suggest any floss tubers to follow with regards to finishes, I would be very grateful if you could put your comments down below, because I haven't got a clue. And like I say, I like the process of stitching more than the process of finishing. I think I get sad when they're finally finished. So that's my finish for the month. Haul. Now, I did say last month that I am on a no haul mission for this month. Oh, sorry, this year. This month would be much easier. Apart from any existing subscriptions. So last month was the final delivery of the Fibre on a Whim club with Patchwork Rabbit. And this last one does not disappoint. It is beautiful. It is in the colourway Pistachio, and it's a 28 count cashel, and oh my goodness, it is beautiful. I'm so in love with this colour. I really don't know, and that's it's almost true to colour there. I love it. I love it so much. But that's the last of the club, I'm afraid, which is quite sad. I was enjoying getting little packages through the post, but that's fine. I've got enough linen. I don't need any more. Well, maybe. The other bit of haul, I don't know whether you remember last month I spoke to you about the tribute bit I'm doing for my dad, which is Zen Duck. And I was a bit disappointed with how I was doing the mini version, and I was really disappointed with how it was coming out. It just wasn't, how I envisaged my tribute to my dad to be. So I decided that what I was going to do was change the material. And that was all the change I was going to make. Sorry, I'm looking down at my notes. So I was going to stitch it on now, a 32 count Murano by Zweigart in the colour dark blue. And then I sat and thought about it and thought, what if I did the full version? Does it make a difference? Yeah, it does. So HAED Heaven and Earth Designs had thankfully got half price sale still on. So I went on and I purchased the full chart, not the mini. And this is where I've got to so far. So that compared to that. There's literally yeah. I'm so glad I've made the decision to change it and get rid of the mini chart and go with the full size. I'm so happy with that. I don't know whether it can. No, it's not picking it up. Still blurry. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. And that is 902 stitches done. 1.2%, 1.26%. So this was called for February. So this is my 5 days worth. So I managed to get 5 days worth done. And I'm stitched it 10th stitch, 2 over 1. And I'm really enjoying it. I wasn't going to show you it because obviously it's for this month, but it was an update, it was a change in part of hauls, so I thought I would give you another look at it. So I'm really happy with that. Yeah, I'm glad I made the change. And it's not, what is a big pattern? It's 71, just over 71,500 stitches. But from 5 days, I managed to get 1.26% done. So it's not too bad. So yeah, so that's that. So I've done one of my whip goes for February. That's all done and dusted. I'm cracking on with mousse. I've got 2 more days, I think, of mousse to do. And then that will be whip go done for February. So the rest of the time, it's basically down to my wheel of decisions, which I briefly spoke about last month. So all of my whips I put on a wheel, and I will spin the wheel every 2 days, and that's then the pattern that I will work on for 2 days. I'm at the moment, I'm currently thinking Christmas 2 that I've got, I may put that into a timeout for Christmas. I'm a bit Christmased out, which I never usually am. But I don't know, I still love it and I want to get on with it. So yeah, so once mousse is done, I've then got 2 more days of mousse, and then it's onto Tiny Decisions wheel, and it's 2 days per spin. So I will keep them to one side for my February update video. So as far as stitching has gone, that's it for me. It's going to be a very short video today. It's a case of trying to quickly do one because I'm home alone with a 10-month-old schnauzer who is very quiet at the moment, so I don't exactly know what she's up to. But I wanted to get this done today because there's no one else in the house. And it's before I go back to work tomorrow, so I won't have time the rest of the week. By the time I get home, the light isn't as good in here either. So yeah. So I'm going to finish with, carry on as I did from last month with my favourite Flosstubers. So I've got 3 today for you. 911 Stitcher, who doesn't know her? She's American, she loves dogs. She is an amazing stitcher. She stitches a variety of things. She loves Halloween. She does stitch a variety of things, and they're all beautiful. I love her whole attitude. She's just a wonderful lady, very kind, very giving. Yeah, check her out. She also does patchwork and she does crochet, I think. But she's just a wonderful lady. I'll put her up I'll put all the Flosstubers links below. My second one, Crafting Gaming Jamie. I love her. She's also an American. In fact, all 3 of these today are American. She's wonderful. She stitches a lot of different things too. She likes a long dog sampler. But she does, as her name suggests, a lot of gaming. So some of her stitching is very gaming orientated. but she also does, she likes full coverage, and her stitching is beautiful as well. Again, she does do a lot of tent stitching, but there are a couple that she is doing full cross, and they are amazing. There's Autumn Harmony, which that is in fact an amazing stitch, which is one of her whips at the moment, and I do recommend, if you haven't checked her out already, please do, because her work is beautiful. She also knits, I think she also crochets, and she's a prolific reader. So yeah, if you like fantasy type, then check her out for some recommendations. And finally, the Flosstuber that I also love, and she's a relative newcomer to Flosstube, but I've been following her right from the start, and she's amazing. I could listen to her voice all day, and she is Stitching and Tea with Bee. Again, I could listen to her all day. Her voice is just so, yeah. She's just a lovely, lovely lady. She stitches a wide variety of things. Beautiful work. Her work is stunning, stunning work. She's also a tea fanatic, which, being English, and my dad being Northern, of course, I like my tea. And yeah, she does a tea of the month, which I like. But she's very soothing to listen to. So again, I'll put her link down below. And again, please check her out. I'm sorry if this video seems a bit rushed today. Like I said, I didn't have an awful lot of stitching to show. I'm hoping this month will be a bit more productive. Touch wood, it is at the moment, but you never can tell, can you? But again, thank you for watching. If you feel so inclined, please like, possibly subscribe to my channel. Please, any comments, any suggestions, please put down below. And I will see you next month, hopefully a bit earlier, in March. Again, thank you very much. Take care, stay safe, and happy stitching. Thank you, everyone. Bye.